Big guy.
A deadly mid-range fighter who combines throwing stars and dragon slash to create a storm of steel. Hey, what's up everybody, it's I, Keflexx, and welcome to another Fortnite video. Today we're going to be looking at the Skirmisher, who is a combination of multiple abilities. This could be interesting. Before we begin though, I have to say he's currently available in the store for 2,800 gold. So, if you like him in the end, maybe you should go ahead and buy him. It's a pretty cool ninja, but again he has his flaws. And lastly, there is a reskin of him, my apologies, a Sarah, called Snuggles Specialist Sarah, and she was released around Valentine's. She was also available during the birthday event, so she will probably be available in future events. I kind of like her more than Skirmisher because her design is a little bit more, how do I say it, colorful. It looks pretty cool actually in gameplay, especially with like the clothing flying around. It's pretty fun. Now onto the stats. He has Shinobi, which reduces fall damage taken by 10%, also increases run sprint speed by 10%. Pretty nice. Throwing stars. Okay. Mantis Sleep, pretty much a double jump at the cost of 20 energy. Trained Throw, which halves your energy cost from 30 down to 15. Cascade, it adds an additional shuriken to your toss. Your Dragon Slash, okay. Wings of the Dragon, which extends the length of your Dragon Slash from 2 tiles to 3 tiles. Rain of Death, which adds 1 additional throwing star to your throwing star pattern. Return of the Dragon, which reduces the energy cost of Dragon Slash from 30 down to 35. What am I saying? 50 down to 35, sorry. Crescent Kick. Piercing Stars, which allows your shurikens to pierce up to 3 targets, and then Tail of the Dragon. More on that later. The perk he brings to the table is regenerating 24% energy thanks to his Caffeine High Support Squad bonus. It's inferior because there are multiple better offensive and defensive bonuses, but if you're a player who runs out of energy a lot, maybe just slotting this guy in and see if the playstyle fits you. His abilities. Throwing Stars. Energy cost of 15, a cooldown of 6 seconds. You throw in a pattern of 1, 2, 2, with the final 2 spreading out slightly, meaning that it's harder to aim from far away distances, but it's pretty easy to use in close range combat. You do 28,000 edged physical weapon damage, and you pierce up to 3 targets. There are quite a lot of typos in this bio, I do not know why. Then the Dragon Slash, with a cost of 35 energy, from 50 down to 35, cooldown of 10 seconds where you jump 3 tiles forward, dealing 51,000 edged physical weapon damage in a half a tile range. So if you are standing in the center of your tile and you jump 3 tiles forward, pretty much those entire 3 tiles are going to be covered by your Dragon Slash. Same, those 3 tiles then are also going to have the Tail of the Dragon effect. Those are these light blue flying particles which will deal damage to husks for 12%. I'll have to scroll down for this. For 12% of your Dragon Slash damage. So how much is that about? About 6, a little bit over 6, yeah, around 6,000 damage. Every half a second for 3 seconds straight, so that's 6 ticks, so 72% damage. And it also snares the husk by 30%. So if you have a weapon that is bonus damage to snared husks, this can actually not be not that bad. Then Crescent Kick. It is a base flat Crescent Kick, no perks, no bonuses whatsoever. It does 29,000 damage, which is not half bad, but it does 15,000 impact. That is its strength. It is often used, or at least to me it's used as utility instead of a damaging move. By using it, I can stop blasters mid-animation. I can stun smashers. You know, you can just have a little bit more control on the battlefield with your Crescent Kick. So, the first flaw you may see, He has no bonuses whatsoever for weapons or survivability. He doesn't have things like assassination. He doesn't have shadow stance. He doesn't have anything that either increases his damage or his health or his survivability or anything. He's only focused on his shurikens and Dragon Slash damage. Having said that, the setup we are running is Skirmisher Edge level 50, power level 130, 5 stars, together with Blade Storm Enforcer level 50, 5 stars, power level 130, and then Urban Assault power level 106, level 40, 4 stars. The bonuses they bring is ability damage, 20% bonus, so this allows my Crescent Kick, my Shurikens, and my Dragon Slash to deal more damage, as well as Urban Assault, allowing my Shurikens to do 40% more headshot damage. As you can see, it's a setup purely focused on my abilities, because that's what this guy is all about. Replacements you can potentially do is anatomy lessons. You can first run anatomy lessons together with explosive assassin. If I'm not mistaken, Deadly Blade also has this perk. So Harvester and Deadly Blade both have anatomy lessons. This increases your crit rating with your swords, and as well you can do assassination. So that means that you both have good abilities and you have good melee capabilities. You deal extra damage with your swords, and as well you have powerful abilities. But instead of, how do I say it, buffing the weaknesses, I prefer to buff the strengths of a hero. This guy's strengths are his abilities, mainly his shurikens and his Dragon Slash, so that's why I want to buff them as much as possible, so we can bring out his strongest potential power. A replacement you can do for Urban Assault, of course Survivalist, because healing is always nice. Explosive Assassin, we talked about that. But a final thing you can do, maybe, is a Cloaked Star. His tactical bonus is Fan of Stars, which makes your shurikens fan out in like a spreading arc. Instead of being 1, 2, 2, you do like a fan of 5, and because they pierce up to 3 times, you have amazing crowd control. However, it's not that good on this guy, and I'll talk more about that during the gameplay. So what are my thoughts on Skirmisher? He is not a bad hero, but he's very fragile, and you need to be running the correct setups with this guy. As I said before, he is only focused on his shurikens and his Dragon Slash. He does have Crescent Kick, but again, I use it more as crowd control. I use it more as a utility, so to say. So you have a little bit more control on blasters, smashers and such, which is kind of nice, but it's not meant for damage. Which brings me to the second point. This guy's single target DPS is absolutely horrendous. If you, for instance, think about someone like Dragon Scorch, who is pretty similar to him, or someone like Shuriken Master, who's also pretty similar to him. The thing is, Shuriken Master, she can spam her shurikens, and they will be even bigger, and they will do more damage against a single target. So you can just go up to the face of a smasher, just spam your shurikens back to back, and you're gonna kill him. Dragon Scorch, he has things like Shadow Stance, and his Dragon Slash does bonus damage. However, Skirmisher has perks focused on crowd control. His shurikens pierce. He has a lingering effect from Tail of the Dragon. He has extended reach. He has a little bit of a spread. He has all those things focused on crowd control instead of single target DPS. When you think about single target, you then think of Crescent Kick, but since Crescent Kick has not been buffed whatsoever, most of the time I just kick someone, kick like a smasher with Crescent Kick, and then I just grab my sword and I just hold left click, because it's the highest damage I can do, because his single target DPS is pretty damn low. However, if you do end up fighting in a group, like this gameplay, he is actually pretty damn good. Now, I mentioned Cloaked Star. With his tactical perk, you have a little bit of a spread, and you were thinking, well, I mean, if you want crouch control, why not go for the spread? Well, the thing is, blasters and takers are a thing. I would not mind putting Cloaked Star if blasters and takers would not exist. Smashers are a definite no. This guy is bad against smashers. I know that, you know that, everyone knows that. Against small husks, this guy is amazing. Just do one Dragon Slash, maybe throw some shurikens and boom. But against takers and blasters, it comes down mainly to your setup, and that's kind of why I like to run Urban Assault. Thanks to the additional headshot damage, and to the fact that I throw 5 shurikens in total, 1, 2, 2, I can go up close to a blaster or a taker, I can do my ability, and if I hit a few headshots, I can actually kill a taker or a blaster in one toss, or in one ability. If I go for the spreading effect, I lose that potential. A Dragon Slash cannot kill a taker or a blaster. Shurikens with the spreading from Cloaked Star cannot kill a taker or a blaster. So that means that indeed you have more crowd control, you are then extremely weak against mist monsters. And why be strong against the weakest threats? I mean, it's having potential against mist monsters, but also still being very strong at crowd control is, I think, where this guy shines the most. So in the end, is he a bad hero? No. Is he a bad smasher killer? Yes. He sucks at big guys, but he's amazing at crowd control. That's pretty much all I have to say. I cannot come up with anything else. It's a pretty fun hero. Hope this gives you a little bit of an idea of how he plays and whether you will like him or not. This has been Keflexx, and see you all later.